Hello and Happy New Year's, folks. Welcome to Plaid Stallion's Toy Ventures. Let's get down to it, boppers. Seeing as we now live in the future, I thought we'd tackle another toy from the Buck Rogers in the 25th Century line in the form of this HD Toys Buck Rogers Galactic Playset. Now, as much as I like Army Men style items like this, I never really had a desire to own this one until recently, when my friend and enabler, David Lockwood, sent me a link to one in the Canadian box because he knows my weaknesses well. I checked it out, and it was weird. I was immediately whisked back to a store called Byway. If you grew up in the Greater Toronto area, you probably knew Byway. Well, it was a discount type store, and they were kind of everywhere. My mom shopped there weekly, and I often tagged along and would haunt their toy area, which was an eclectic mix of new items, knockoffs and closeouts. I never usually got a toy there, but I did enjoy looking at the stuff, and I didn't see a lot of that stuff elsewhere. I saw a whole wall of Kojak dolls once, and I vividly recall a section of just Huggy Bear and Dobie from the Mego, Starsky and Hutch line. And well, I think on some random night in 1980, while my mom was buying laundry detergent and picture frames, I spent that time closely studying the box to the toy that we're talking about now. I knew full well, even at 9 years old, what they had done here was taken an older space toy and sprinkled in just enough new tooling to make it connected to Buck Rogers, and I kind of smirked at it. The magical box art for this item is by Earl Norham, a legend in the toy and comics industry. He did a lot of work for HD at this point on stuff like Alien and Godzilla. Heck, he even did the cover to the Marvel premiere Doctor Who series that I am personally obsessed with. And then he went on to do a lot of Masters of the Universe stuff, which is basically what he's known for. The set itself is 80% recycled from other sets, but they did include figures of the cast. And even though this is sealed in a baggie, I'm going to go ahead and do the unthinkable and let you have a better look at these figures.
You removed it from its original packaging.
As you can see, we get figures of all the main characters: Buck, Twicky, Wilma, Dr. Hewer, Killer Kane, Draco, Tiger Man, plus 8 Space Commandos, 10 aliens, which look like robots, which are obviously recycled from that earlier set. The space station is also recycled, but they slapped a Buck Rogers sticker on it for good measure, so you know it's connected to the show. HG also included 2 replicas of the Starfighters and the Draconian Marauders for good measure. That way it connects it to the series. You top off the whole set with a playmat and a backdrop, and you have hours of fun in this set. When I reflect on what I felt like in that byway, I think my creeping 9-year-old cynicism was really showing when I stared at this that bitter January day. Honestly, this is a killer toy, and I would have played with it then. Sure, it's slightly phoned in, but now, 40 years later, it feels like a slice of comfort food. I really would have enjoyed this in the sandbox in the summer. I watched this auction for well over a month, and then finally, kind of came to the seller and we worked something out to get a more reasonable price. And I'm really glad I did. This is what it's all about sometimes, is connecting with that moment in time. This is absolutely not a toy I had, but it is something that I remember really well. And secretly, I think I longed for. So that's the fun in this. And that's all the time we have for Toy Ventures this week, folks. Thank you, as always, for watching. It really means a lot to me. If you're new to this, I hope you will consider hitting like and subscribe. This is the kind of stuff we do. This is our show. Until next time, take care, be well, and talk toys, not other people. I'll see you soon.